It is time for another stream. We're going to be playing for Mother Matron once again, continuing off where we left off yesterday. Let's see here. Go ahead and get everything set up for y'all. Go. Oh yeah, got that graphic content warning in there for you. Aw, Mother Matron loves you and considers your health incredibly important. My consciousness swirls in an inky black river of nothing. I think I just accidentally restarted it. Hold on. I did. I'm dumb. It's fine. I know how to game. I know. I know how to game. Okay. After an exhausting climb up quaky stairs, we find ourselves on the 12th floor. You, my, we're in. Mother has summoned us with two idiots. And we have to go into these, like, catacomb things to go help the betterment of our society. The landing leads us to a narrow hallway, the walls of which lay flat and uncomfortably angular and sharp, extremely artificial looking. It felt as if the hallway was made out of sharp knives resting against each other, waiting for the right moment to slice us to ribbons. The hall terminates in an aged doorway made of wood and fogged glass. Behind it, theoretically, was the dear Mother Matron, waiting to greet us and embrace her dear children. I finally get to greet the paragon of kindness that I knew as the caretaker of every girl and boy I knew. And yet, every synapse in my body was afire, screaming at me to turn and run. I kept my feet firm, but were my skin sentient, it would have ripped itself off my flesh and jumped out the closest window it could find. I guess this is it.
That's weird.
Are you sure? This place is so... I don't know. Something about it bothers me. I'm positive as I can be. Well, it's nice of you to volunteer to go first, Pucks. You're such a great guy.
God damn it.
I didn't say anything about that, you dipshit.
You're kind of a jerk.
Shh! Stop yelling! I'll go first. I volunteered so confidently just to get them to shut up, but the instant I had said it, I felt intense regret. Ooh, words are not my strong point today. I was totally gonna do it anyway, but fine, if you insist. Thanks, Lizzie! And so I stepped closer. I reached my hand to open the door. I knocked. Hello? We're here, Mother Matron. We're coming in. I clasped the doorknob. I twisted it, only to find it locked. Huh? Silence filled the hall. Are you Mother Matron? Hello? Anyone there? Silence filled the hall yet again. And then a crackling, static buzz leaks in from the ceiling above us. I looked up to see a speaker above us. A warm and tender voice laced with static drips through the perforated disc in the ceiling.
Yes, my darlings. Your Mother Matron is here. You are all ready to do what I ask of you, yes?
We're here, aren't we? Get on with it.
I'll elect to ignore your impudent tone, Pucks. For now.
Wait, aren't you gonna come see us?
No, my children. I am unable to leave this chamber. I have kept this a secret so as to prevent panic, but your mother, Matron, is very sick.
A raspy cough erupts through the speakers, hissing and peaking.
Alas, I must remain secluded.
Doesn't even have the courtesy to see us off before she sends us to be butchered. Hux!
Do you have something to say, Punxsutawney?
No, just wondering when you're gonna get to the point.
Because of my illness, I am unable to carry out the grand mission of the collective, which is what you have been called here for, my children.
Transmission? What's the grand mission?
We seek the womb of paradise, my beloved. It is no secret that life in the boarding is difficult. I have tried my hardest to make it as wonderful as possible for you all, but there's only so much that can be done. I dream of a future where we can leave the boarding and travel to a place of peace and love and kindness. That is what the womb of paradise is, my dears. It is your real home where you all belong. And it lies in the depths of the crepuscule.
So that's what the surveyors are meant to do? Search for the womb of paradise in the crepuscule?
Yes, the honorable surveyors are to carry on the mission of seeking the womb of...
Yeah. Search for the MacGuffin in the creepy dark tunnel. Get it. How will we know what it looks like, and what are we supposed to do once we find it?
You are fortunate that I have patience for such impudence. You will know it when you find it. It is a paradise beyond measure, impossibly resplendent and inviting. A place where all your troubles will melt away like ice. Once you find it, should you succeed in doing so, you are to return to the boarding so that you may guide your siblings on the great journey. Am I understood? Any questions?
That don't sound right. I have one, Mommy. Why haven't we heard of this grand mission before? The womb of paradise sounds wonderful. I wish I could have started looking for it earlier. I would have been right by your side the whole time searching, if possible.
Rich, my dear boy, the womb of paradise lies in the dangerous depths below. You are only going there because it has become necessary. Were I not in a state of unwellness, I'd make the journey myself.
Okay, this music is too loud. Now it's... okay. Well, I'll take what I can get. Let's save while I can.
I do not want to compel my children to delve into the darkness unless I have to.
Fair. I see. That's so considerate of you, Mommy. Pucks groans loudly. I have a question too. Is there anything you can do to help us succeed? Anything you can give us? Some advice, maybe?
Near the shaft leading to the crepuscule is a locker room filled with various items. You are free to take anything from there that might be of use. As far as advice, all I can offer is to never give up hope. Keep seeking paradise, even when it feels impossibly out of reach.
Okay. I have a question too, Mother. The word mother leaves his lips like a loogie. It's like he hates that the word is in his mouth. Why would you pick us? Out of all the kids you could have picked, why us specifically? Suddenly, coughing erupts again, more intense than before.
I must rest now, my dears. Please hurry. I do not know how much longer I have left for this world. I must bring you to paradise before I depart this mortal coil. Be vigilant. I love you.
That don't sound right. That do not sound right. Don't like that. Don't like that. Silence. I guess that's the end of the conversation. Hux glared towards the mother matron's receding shadow. I tapped him on the shoulder gently. I guess she left. He continued to glare for a moment, but finally turned away. Let's fucking go already. Hux made his way to the stairs. Rich and I exchanged looks and then followed suit. Wordlessly, we went down the long set of stairs to the first floor. It was less tiring going down than going up, fortunately. The locker room itself sat in a hallway to the side of the stairs, positioned towards the back of the monolith structure. There he is. The lockers themselves were in terrible condition. Most of the doors had either fallen off or were seemingly kicked in. We were all still shaken from the conversation with the mother matron, but we tried our best to not let our fear manifest itself. Rich was the first to speak. Yeesh! This smells horrible! No kidding. Let's get our shit and get going. Carefully avoiding puddles and scummy tiles, Puck stepped past Rich to the lockers. He began rooting through them. What do you see? Nothing mind-blowing. Nothing. Some things better than nothing in this situation, I suppose. Hux tossed a crowbar towards Rich. The crowbar nearly bonked him on the head and knocked him out, but he fortunately caught it with a yelp. Ah! Careful! You caught it, didn't you? Hux rummages around some more. Yeah, that's good work. Here, Lizzie, take this. Hux fortunately handed me a large knife. It was a lot heavier than it looked. Careful. It's not the sharpest thing, but you could still cut yourself pretty easily with it. I carefully ran my right hand against the side of the blade. Its rusty surface felt scratchy against my fingertips. I'll be careful with it. What are you taking? Hux pulled out a large wooden baseball bat. He took a few slow practice swings with it, getting comfortable with its weight. Hey. Our channel mascot's getting into shit he shouldn't. Getting into. He's just as scary as the damn game. Serious. Here. Apologize to the people watching. Or don't. I don't care. You're a cat. The mascot has decided to cause trouble. He has no remorse. Can I continue, good sir? Are you done causing trouble for me? Stop, you have fluff in your booger corner. Okay, off the cat goes. Be good. Don't cause trouble. Alright.
You're really cool!
It suits you. Do you play baseball? I used to. I had a couple friends I used to play with, but never mind. That's not important. It was brief, but I saw his eyes briefly fill with sadness. I felt bad for asking, but I had the feeling apologizing just hurt him more. Um, are there any tools in those lockers or something? I feel like we might need those. I have some in my toolbox, but let me take a look. Doesn't hurt to have more to work with. Pugs rummaged around some more, then shouted in excitement. Ah! Toolbox. Let's see what's inside. Not bad. Seems well stocked. Some of the tools are kind of old and rusty, but they'll get the job done. Adding new beauties to my collection. Alright, I think this is everything we need. Or at least everything we're gonna have. Are you two ready? Yes, I suppose so. Me too. As ready as I'll ever be. Pucks nodded and led us on. Through the shower room was a room that was largely empty, save for one old hatch. I think this is it. I swallowed hard. I could hear the light chattering of teeth behind me, probably coming from Rich. I looked at them, nodded, and went down the hatch. Alright. Yep. Gotta save. I'm paranoid. We now stood in a long, dark tunnel which extended far ahead into pure darkness. The tunnel felt unnaturally cold, both to the skin and to the soul. The very air carried the message. This was a place that held nothing but abject misery. Even if you were blind to the decrepit appearance of the tunnel, the cold would tell you that this place was where happiness had never been. We would see our breath in the tunnel, white mist punctuating each exhale. You wouldn't happen to have another sweater, would you, Lizzie? No, I'm sorry. It's not really helping me as much as you think it would. Still bet it feels warmer than what we're wearing. I hope it's less cold further in, but that's probably futile. Shall we get going? Pucks and Rich nodded. We descended further into the tunnel, trying not to pay mind to the fact that our chances of coming back out were slim to none. The craggy tunnels were illuminated by lonely light bulbs, which miraculously had not burned out. Who knows how long they had been burning down there. This must be some kind of mine. Really? What makes you say that? I've read some books about them, and the pictures in them look a hell of a lot like this place does. I bet you 20 Drax will find some mining equipment somewhere ahead. I thought back to my market purchases earlier today. Well, unfortunately for you, I'm broke. What a shame. I'll take an IOU then. I gave a little laugh at that. It was nice to see that Pucks had a lighter side to him. Guys, look at this. What is it? I think it's a journal or something. Resting on a wooden bench against the wall was a small little book with a black leather or faux leather cover. Let me take a look at it. Do we really have time for this? I'll take any excuse to not go further in, thank you very much. I thumbed through the journal. Many pages were water damaged and illegible, but I eventually found a section that was somewhat readable. I read aloud. I love how it feels inside of me. I love the feeling of it crawling around inside my guts. The razors on its fingers scrape the walls and it hurts and bleeds, but I feel beautiful. The feeling of life inside feeding my insides. Everything about me keeps it alive. I will protect it with my life even if it hurts. I will kill if I have to kill. I will pillage if I have to pillage. When I will rest as dust to be blown off the top of an old shelf, scattering in the air as grain, remembered not for how I stood, but for the thing that grew inside of me. I cannot wait for it to hatch and crawl out from between my legs. It's kicking. The rest of the entry was illegible, and the writing stopped shortly after this point. What did... what's any of that mean? It sounded like it was written by someone with a few screws loose. I wouldn't read that deep into it. I don't know. We looked around frantically. Couldn't see anything.
What the frick is that thing?
Ugh. There, behind Rich, I saw something that my mind could scarce comprehend. A horrible lumbering tower of meat with glassy blue eyes that stared with a cold hunger and malice. Why is it wiggling like that? It's just be doing the wiggle. It just be wiggling. It writhed in the distance, a living nightmare that was delighted to know that none of us could wake up to escape it. While it was hard to determine exactly where its attention was drawn, it was clear that Rich was in its sights. That's when it reared up and charged at Rich. If I didn't do something, that monstrosity would do something terrible to him. If I wanted to save Rich, there was only one option. There was no way he would reach it in time and get away. He wouldn't even know until he was getting killed, until after the creature gored him. Watch out! So I charged between Rich and shoved him out of the way. Ah! I shoved Rich to the wall. He was safely away now while I stood in his place. Before I could get too comfortable, I heard the stomping feet of the beast. It was coming right at me. I had to think fast. Pain. An eruption of fire in my chest that flared down the whole width of my torso. I wasn't able to act fast enough, and the beast was more than happy to take advantage of my slowness. My insides sizzled and gurgled as the creature's spittle began to reduce me to a pulpy slop. I collapsed. Puck screaming my name, as did Rich. I didn't hear it, though. I was already gone. The crepuscule had claimed another. Well, I died. Well, time to skip. Been here, done this. I died. I'm gonna save right before this because I didn't know I was gonna die.
What the frick?
Alright. Let's do the wiggle. Let's do the wiggle. I pushed Rich. I stabbed hard in front of me. Got it in time. The creature ran into my blade. The blade dug deep into the creature's flesh with a crisp slice. The creature let out a yelp and stumbled backwards in shock and pain, taking the blade with it. I had no weapon now, but at least I had time to put distance between me and the beast. I ran to Pucks and Rich. Fucking awesome. You got it, Lizzie? I looked back to the creature, which was starting to find its footing. Yeah, but not for long. It's okay. I have a plan. One of you needs to distract it. Distract it? Yeah, get its attention, draw it away from me, and keep its focus on you. I'll keep it from behind. Oh, wow! Great idea! We'll just do it. Here, just decide amongst yourselves. Rich looked at me, terrified. I had to decide which one of us would try and distract the creature, fast. Well, dude, Rich. I just died. I'm not doing it again. I know I just saved him. Damn. You do it, Rich. Okay. You can count on me. Rich ran to the other side of the tunnel. I stayed by Pux's side. Sure he's got this? I know he can do it. Hey, ew. This beast did not even look at him, just glared at Pux and I. Rich, come on, do something else. The beast was rearing up, ready to charge. Hey, here, monster, monster, monster. Here, monster, monster, monster. The beast did not care. He was more interested in one of us that dared to fight back. The beast charged.
Pux! Lizzie!
In an instant, the creature impaled us both with its arched teeth. Oh, that died again. Yep. The beast uprighted itself, both Pux and I resting on top of its head as if we were chunks of meat on a kebab. I suppose that was what we were. Idiot. Or Pux's final words. I said nothing. I merely bled from my mouth, the taste of iron sticking to my tongue for the rest of eternity. The void came for us both. The crepuscule had claimed us. Well, I died again. It's fine. Maybe I'll just let Rich die.
What the fuck? Rich!
I yelled to Rich. I had to warn him. Time slowed. I needed Rich to run, turn around, block, do something. But he just stared at me dumbly during that half second that began to feel like hours. Could I blame him though? He had no idea what I was shouting at him for. He had no idea of the madness behind it. Neither did his poor little heart. Oh, poor thing. Rich fell to the ground, his eyes wide in shock. A torrent of blood began to pour freely from the hole in his chest. The horrible beast stood before me, uncomfortably close. A rush of adrenaline hit me. I had to act. I had to get myself away from the beast. I had to do it immediately. Without really thinking about it, I ran to Pux. Maybe my reptile brain remembered he was carrying a blunt weapon. Get behind me. I did so. He held his bat raised, his breath rapid, his eyes wide. He stared the creature down. The creature would rear up and attack, an action to which Pux would respond by feigning a swing of his bat, like a snake waiting for the right opportunity to snatch up a little mouse in its gullet. I have an idea, Lizzie. Get its attention. What? Just trust me. Get it to go towards you, or at least stay away from me. You slimy jerk? No, seriously, just trust me. Got any better ideas anyway? I don't have any better ideas. Fine. I stepped to the side. It seemed to keep its eyes on Pux. I had some room to think now. It was up to me to lure the creature away from them. I threw a rock further down the tunnel. Maybe the noise would catch its attention. I looked down to find a suitable stone and found a roughly baseball-sized thing. This would do. I threw the rock across the tunnel, the clashing of stone echoing across the tunnel. He did not care. Lizzie, I don't think that worked. And the creature's gonna kill Pux. I do. I rushed to attack. I'd failed to capture the beast's attention, but that didn't mean it was over. It just meant I had to be the one to hit it from behind. I charged with my knife pointed straight ahead and rammed the blade directly into what I assumed was the creature's spine. Why does it just kind of look like a piece of chicken with some eyeballs and some weird teeth? It's not that scary. It's just weird, and I'm tired of looking at it. It let out a bone-chilling shriek of pain. My heart was beating so fast it sent shockwaves through my body. I was full of fury and adrenaline, and proceeded to stab the ever-loving shit out of the beast. That's the way! Pucks followed up on my strikes, his baseball cracking against the beast's horrible body in a sickening yet compelling rhythm that echoed throughout the tunnel. The next moments were a blur with a concerto of blood spattering and shouting. Thud. Thud. Squeesh. Thud. The beast was lying on the ground, twitching and wheezing horribly. Its horrid blood stank of metal and rot and pooled on the ground beneath it. With a pathetic little whimper, the creature stopped twitching. Its giant eye lost expression. It saw nothing anymore except eternity. It was dead. It was also not the only thing that was dead.
Rich!
I ran to Rich's side. He was lying still, his eyes frozen open in shock with the rest of his face expressionless. From a certain angle, you could see him as a person staring up at something frightening and just felt quiet. From another angle, you'd realize he was missing his own heart and that you could see straight through his chest. He could feel nothing anymore. Looking at the gaping hole, you'd see steam, blood, and a horrible bubbly concoction of monster saliva and burning blood and flesh. The creature's spittle was eating away at his insides, dissolving them into a thick soup. I felt a lot of things in this moment. So many things that they all blended together to feel like nothing at all. I dared not close my eyes. Were I to blink, in that incredible small instance of darkness, I'd experience hope. A hope that oozed out of every atom of my body that I was simply trying. A hope that when I'd open my eyes, I'd be back in my lumpy bed with its scratchy blanket and there wouldn't be a horrible piece of paper on my desk. This was not a dream, however. This was cold, biting, raw reality. It was unflinching and unyielding. I took great delight from watching my brain squirm in helplessness, trying to comprehend that it was just potently experienced by the worst thing it could ever experience. Rich was dead. He would never come back. He was gone forever. God damn it! Pucks turned back to the creature. You fucking son of a bitch! You fucking cunt! You fucking disgusting! Terrible! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! That's a understandable response to watching somebody that you were just sent into hell with die. Like, jeez. That's one way to do it. I felt heat on my face. My cheeks burned. My eyes burned, and the rivers of misery flowed freely. I was blubbering with snot dripping down my face. I would have cried until my flesh ran dry, and I'm certain Pucks would have reduced the beast into a pulpy puddle if we didn't hear that sound. It was not the first, and it would not be the last. More were coming. Fucking shit! He snapped out of his furious bashing. Lizzie, I'm sorry, but we have to fucking go. Okay. He grabbed me by the arm and pulled me with him. We ran. Ran faster than I'd ever ran in my entire life, hoping beyond hope that we'd end up somewhere at least an iota less dangerous. I don't know how long we ran for, but eventually the horrible cacophony behind us gave way to silence. We were safe for now, hopefully. Save. I think we can rest for a minute. Pucks leaned against the wall while I sat on the ground. We were drenched with sweat and terribly out of breath. Should we go back once we're rested? I don't feel right leaving Rich to just rot back there, or something worse. No, it's way too dangerous. You You've heard all those things. Going back would be suicide. He stands there a moment, huffing and puffing. He takes a few deep breaths and his composure returns.
I get it. I really do. But we gotta focus on our own survival now.
He was right. I hated that he was right. Those beasts were alert and awake now, if they hadn't already been. They'd likely be lying in wait for us. Taking one of them down was a nightmare in of itself. Adding more to that equation didn't leave us with good odds. I decided that in the afterlife, if there was one, I'd have to apologize to him personally. After much wheezing and gasping for air, I got my bearings straight. I looked around. I was too focused on catching my breath to notice just how dark the tunnel was. Where are we?
You know about as well as I do.
In other words, no idea. It's so dark. Do we have a light or anything?
As a matter of fact, we do.
Oh, yay! Pucks pulls out a flashlight from his pocket and clicks it on.
I love how reliable you are.
I was really not looking forward to stumbling around in the dark. You're so reliable, Pucks.
Yeah, well, I couldn't count on you two morons to stock up properly.
I suppose not. We both laughed softly, then trailed off into silence. We're kind of awful, aren't we? Pucks looked at me with consternation? Words? Someone just died right in front of us, and somehow we're laughing already? What right do we have to feel any kind of joy facing all of this? My eyes started burning again. Tears flowed, albeit less readily than before. I'd probably severely dehydrated myself already from crying earlier. This is terrible. Everything is terrible. I want to go home. I sobbed messily. I looked and sounded like a pathetic, blubbering baby. It made me wince now thinking about it. I felt his hand pat my shoulder. I turned my head to look at his face, which was barely illuminated by the periphery of the flashlight.
I'm not gonna pretend everything is okay. It's not. None of this is. But it's the situation we're in. What happened to Rich wasn't your fault. We were fighting for our lives against some horrible fucking creature. We had to improvise and figure out how to deal with it. We weren't taught how to deal with any of this. You're not that bad of a person, Liz. You're scared. I'm scared too. We just survived some shit. You're alive and you're doing your best. I think most anyone would forgive you for an awkward laugh. And if not, fuck him, honestly.
Yeah, it's a mood. I suppose you're right. Thank you, Pucks. I swear the cat sneezing is gonna scare me more than this game. That was pretty cool of you.
Just speaking the truth is all.
Still, it means a lot, Pucks. Pucks gave me a warm and comforting look. It suited his face poorly, but it was lovely to see nonetheless.
Not to ruin the moment, but we should get going. I'm not a fan of standing around in a dark-ass tunnel.
That's a mood. Me neither. Let's get going. We continued at a brisk but manageable pace. This tunnel was really long. Toothless. Fucker's playing with my keys. These are not a cat toy. Thought the damn jangling was from the game. Nah, just the damn cat. I love him. Very dearly. I love him. He's my boy. With bad timing. The silence was eerie and deafening. I had to fill the air somehow. Hey, can I ask you something? No, I haven't heard the question. I rolled my eyes. You mentioned you used to have friends to play baseball with, didn't you? Yeah. Why can't you play with them anymore? Did something happen? Yeah, something did. Care to elaborate? Would prefer not to. Was it something bad? No. Just don't want to talk about it because it brings me too much joy. Of course it was something bad. Geez, sorry. Really, I am sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I shouldn't have cried. Aku taco. Apology accepted. I breathed a sigh of relief. Awkwardness encroached. Silence came home again. I kept my eyes glued to my shoes. I had friends that got sent down here. My eyes widened as I quickly turned to look at him. They got one of those letters. You know, like the ones we got. My friends Rocco and Wallace got them. They didn't tell me outright, but I saw the signs. Out of nowhere, they got all withdrawn. They came to see me at my place like usual, but it was different. They'd look me in the eyes while we talked, but even looking directly at me, they were focusing somewhere else, thousands of miles away. Then they were just gone. Never heard from them again. Or at least, I didn't hear from Rocco again. Wallace came back. You know how that all goes through. He couldn't speak a single word properly, shaking like a dog that fell in ice water. That look in his eyes, that pitiful expression. He wasn't Wallace anymore. I mean, he had the face and the name, but everything that made him Wallace was sucked out, gone, disappeared. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Pucks. I had no idea. It's okay. Well, it's not okay, exactly. But you didn't mean any harm. It wasn't your fault. Is that why you hate the Mother Matron so much? Pretty much, yeah. I didn't exactly love her before like everyone else did. Hard for me to put my hope in shit I can't see with my own eyes, you know? But seeing Wallace like that, I can't ever forgive that cunt for letting that happen to him. I don't care what people say she's done for us or how much people look up to her. She got my friends killed, and who knows how many of them before them. She can feed us all that bullshit about being necessary and unavoidable, but I don't buy it for a fucking second. I can't blame you for feeling that way. I'm really sorry you went through that.
Mother Matron said so.
It's kind of hard for me to accept it. I really love the Mother Matron. I've written to her a lot, believe it or not. She would always say the nicest things, always tell me how wonderful I was doing. She supports me a lot, even if it's indirectly. It's not like you're the only one. It's a lot easier to revere someone when they haven't stolen something from you, or at least when you're not aware of what's been stolen. I couldn't really say anything to that. I didn't harbor the same hatred as he did, but I didn't disagree with him either. Plus, when we talked to her, something felt wrong. Her voice was nice and sweet, but the way she spoke to us didn't really seem that way. She kind of scared me, actually. I tried not to focus on those thoughts, though. Instead, decided to try and console Pucks. I thought about giving him a hug, but that felt like something he'd find patronizing. I settled for a gentle pat on his shoulder. I know we only met recently, but for the time we're here, we're the only two people we can rely on. So, I don't know. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. Thank you. That means a lot. We have more important things to worry about, though. I need to keep focus. I understand. Just don't forget, okay? I flashed him a warm smile. Thanks. We made our way through the dark tunnel, armed with a flashlight that did not light nearly as much as I would have liked to. The tunnel led us to a massive open cave filled with the sound of rushing water. A path led from the crag of rock we were standing on through the water to the center island. And there, 3 paths in 3 different directions could be discerned. Each path seemed to lead to the same spot, however, a dimly lit, brick-laden hallway. Puck suspected it was probably the way forward. What makes you say that? It's a sign. Look. Oh, so there was. It even had an arrow pointing toward that hallway. So, is that blood? It smells like rust. Just might be. Ugh, that's awful. It is, but practically speaking, it means someone else was here. Someone had to write the sign. They even tried to mimic Matron's symbol. Maybe they left it to help future surveyors? Maybe they were losing their mind in the process, or maybe there was some kind of meaning to it, or fuck, I don't know. That's all I've got. All I was good for was fixing shit. I'm not looking forward to getting my shoes wet. Either. Gotta go through, though. Keep your guard up. I nodded and followed Pucks as we reached the water's edge. I noticed something. Gonna save. Hey, Pucks, look there. I think it's another journal or something. Journals so far mean fights. I don't like that. Pinned against a smaller rock near the edge was a thick book soaked in the water. The binding was miraculously still intact, though many pages seemed to have drifted off or broken down completely. Why should I care? Well, we could learn more about this place, like with the journal we found earlier. Waste of time. The last one we found wasn't useful. We'll never know unless we look. This could have directions to the Womb of Paradise for all you know. I really doubt it, but fine if you insist. Don't think anything will be legible, though. Look at it. It's soaked. Well, it's not like I'll toss it back in. I picked up the wet book and let it drain a little. I carefully opened it, thumbing through the pages gently and carefully. The pages desperately wished to fall apart right in my fingers. After some pulling and peeling of damp pages, I found one with text that wasn't completely smudged. It reads as follows. One must embark on the muting. The procedure can only be performed once, but is by far the most intense and reliable way to hear her words. You must procure several materials. First and most obvious is a blade. The older, filthier, and rustier the better. Please consult the weathering guide in the appendix if you only have access to clean and well-maintained blades. Second is a source of heat, such as a box of matches, a lighter, or a stove. The third and final object is a piece of... Bless you! He has allergies. Anyways, third and final object is a piece of metal that may retain heat, but it cannot be your blade. It has to be a separate item entirely. A metal ruler, a metal bar, or perhaps even a fire poker will work. The readability began to degrade beyond that, and some words and even entire sentences are missing. Once prepared, need assistance from a comrade as resistive tendencies. May also need to be restrained so you do not harm whoever is assisting you. After being properly restrained, use one hand to stretch the tongue taut, a cloth, or keep grip, using the blade, sawing motion to do not stop. Retreat will disappoint her immensely. I had to stop reading at that point. What did it say?
I wish I didn't do this.
I,
I wish I didn't do this.
I don't want to think about what it said.
I wish I didn't do
I wish I
this.
didn't read it. We should get going.
I didn't do this.
I started walking ahead in the water. What? It was your idea. Yeah, well, it was a bad one. I just want to get moving. Huh? What did you hear? Right on cue, a blobby mound of meat with his gaping hole filled with teeth in its face leapt towards me from the water. I tried to get out of the way from the creature, toiling through the furious current, pushing against. My leg was firmly lodged in all of the pink, bulbous terror, its large fangs burying themselves deeper than my calf. The pain was teeth-clenchingly excruciating. If I didn't do something fast, I'd be sure to live. What could I even do? I made a quick decision. The thing would surely let go if I could kill it. I took my knife and plunged it into the head of the creature repeatedly. Take this! The creature snarled and gurgled loudly. Its small eyes grew furious and intense. Oh, I died again. I do not like that sound. A searing pain so indescribably terrible rang out through my form. I screamed so loud I could feel my vocal cords rupture inside my throat. If Puck shouted after me, it was drowned out by my fatal scream. More came, likely awakened by the rich scent of blood. I did not resist. I was no longer really there. I was reduced to the contents of many stomachs, fire with the worst pain any human could experience. The crepuscule claimed another. Well, I kinda don't like this game. It's kinda boring. Not gonna lie. Oh, well, there's Razor saying I did things. There's Razor saying I did more things. I propose that I change the game because this is boring as shit. My throat hurts. So, give me a moment and I will find a game.
Battery 60%. dark deception. Oh, another one. How nice to have some company again.
I'm so dumb. That's fine. Aww. My partner just said he's going to bed. He's so sweet.
Come over here. Let's have a look at you. You disappoint me, love. You really do. So many fears. So many desires. I thought you'd be bigger.
Okay, you Ursula head ass.
Don't look so confused. I know everything you've got hidden in that brain of yours. I know all the terrible things you've done. So many good intentions laid to waste. I could see the regret eating away at your soul. Ha! But now your time has come, and here you are, to grovel and beg. You can't go back. Only death awaits you there now. Fear not, love. You've got potential. I see it in you, and I can help change your fate. But if you want a new life, you're going to have to suffer quite a bit to get it.
I don't like that. Fierce's ballroom.
The pieces to a powerful ring are hidden in nightmares behind each of these portals. Find them and bring them to me, and you'll get your wish. Fail, and you'll find there are fates far worse than death awaiting you here.
Ah. I didn't like that. Oh, I'm a little bitch. I love watching scary games, but man, do I hate playing. Oh my god. Okay. Beers, you got anything else to say to me? Can I click you? How do I go this way? Can I? What this? Oh, is this? I can't even go to the edge. What about this? No? Okay. Can I do other things? Not yet. Okay. Oh, I got the anxiety. I'm gonna drink some water. Ooh. Oh, I'm not okay. This game's creepy. Oh!
Clock's ticking.
House sprint? House sprint? That didn't answer my question. House sprint?
Clock's ticking.
Oh, I'm not okay. Ooh. Ooh, I'm not okay. Why did I do this? Somebody tell me why I did this. I could go back right now. Ooh. Anybody else see that? Ooh. That's... Mmm. Okay. Monkey business. Okay.
What a charming little hotel. Bring back any memories?
I can't go back. Oh no. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, that scared me. That did... That's so dumb. All it did was fall. Oh. Okay, maybe this is better for a different day. Maybe for a day when it's not 10:30 at night. That's so dumb. Oh. Okay. So I'm gonna try and play this one tomorrow after I get off work. Because just a piece of just a piece of cardboard followed. It scared me. It made me scream. I'm not a horror game person. Okay. I know it's a little early, but that's kind of the end of what I can take today. I'm gonna have to clip that. Oh my god. That had to look hilarious. Alright. With that being said, I'm having a heart attack. It was a long day at work, so I am going to head out, you guys. Thanks for watching and enjoying my enjoying my pain. I'm sure it was amusing for like that 5 seconds. Okay. I'll see you guys later. Bye.